What to expect in the first interview. Be prepared to sell your CV. Presented by Casey Macubeli, Managing Executive of Marketing and Strategic Relationships. What will they ask me? Interviews in general will cover 3 areas. 1, your life, skills, experience, qualifications. 2, the job you are applying for. And 3, the company. Review your CV prior to the interview and know it backwards and forwards. Do not assume that the interviewer has read it carefully. You should have remembered to bring extra copies with you, so while you wait for your turn to interview, read it again. Your life. Employers are most interested in your personal contributions, motivation, and lessons learned. Here are some typical questions. Why should we employ you? What can you do for us that other candidates cannot? And what makes you the right person for this job? The point of this is sell me. Use this worksheet to prepare your answers to the most common first interview questions. To access the clickable links presented in this video, you'll need to download the PowerPoint at our website. You'll find us online at www.quest.co.za. The job you're applying for. Find out why this job is important for the business. Use the Employer Concerns worksheet to try to discover what the employer's concerns are. Learn what the career ladder looks like within the organization. Typical questions include, why do you want this job? How do your skills make you the right person for this job? Study the job description. You need to know how your skills and experience make you a good candidate. Use the Transferable Skills worksheet to review your skill set. The organization you hope will employ you. When asked, why do you want to work for this organization, never state the obvious. This is your chance to impress the interviewer with your research. Mention presentations, brochures, or a news article you found about the organization. This question should never be hard to answer. Similar questions include, why are you applying to us? What appeals to you about this company? And what do you know about our industry? Here are the do's of an interview. Do make sure that you dress the part for the job, the company, the industry. Rather, be conservative with your dress code. Remember, you are not meeting your friends for a night out. Do plan to arrive about 10 minutes early. Late arrival for a job interview is never excusable. If you are running late, do phone the company. Do shake hands firmly. Don't have a limp or clammy handshake. Do make good eye contact with your interviewers. Do greet the receptionist or assistant with courtesy and respect. This is where you make your first impression. Do avoid using poor language, slang, and pause words such as like, and Do ask intelligent questions about the job, company, or industry. Don't ever not ask questions. It shows a lack of interest. Do send a thank you to the interview afterward. And review the interview tip sheet. Do remain positive. This is not to say that everything you say should be wonderful and inspiring. When asked about a weakness, highlight the positive benefits of learning and overcoming your weaknesses. Do show enthusiasm. Showing enthusiasm is one of the most natural ways to get someone to like you. Do listen. It is easier to answer clearly and effectively if you listen well. Do go alone. Never arrive with friends, children, etc. You will look disorganized or lacking in confidence. Now, here are some interview don'ts. Don't chew gum. Don't tell jokes. Don't smoke, even if the interviewer does and offers you a cigarette. And don't smoke beforehand so that you smell like smoke. Don't be soft-spoken. A confident voice projects confidence. Don't ever say anything negative about former colleagues, supervisors, or employers. Don't lie. Answer questions truthfully and frankly. Don't answer questions with a simple yes or no. Explain whenever possible. Describe those things about yourself that showcase your talents, skills, and determination. Give specific examples. Don't answer mobile calls during the interview. Turn the phone off before your interview or leave it in your car. How to get rejected. Negative factors and comments evaluated during employment interviews frequently leading to rejection, as reported by research. Poor personal appearance, overbearing, overaggressive, conceited, inability to express self clearly, poor voice diction or grammar, failure to research the company, lack of planning for career, no purpose, and unable to express goals. lack of interest and enthusiasm, lack of confidence and poise, nervousness, overemphasis on money, unwilling to start at the bottom, expects too much too soon, makes excuses, is evasive, and harps on trouble areas. Not enough example for questions, lack of maturity, lack of courtesy, no interest or knowledge in the company or industry, emphasis on whom individual knows, intolerant, strong prejudices, lack of appreciation of the value of experience, late to interview without good reason, never heard of the company, failure to express appreciation for the interviewer's time, ask no questions about the job, moaning about previous employers or coworkers. Types of interviews. Standard chronological interview. This is an unstructured type of interview, and it is largely based on your application form or CV. The interview is a means of getting you to explain and expand upon what you have written. Structured, criteria-based interview. A structured interview is a method that employers use to ensure that the interviews are as objective as possible. All candidates are asked the same questions. The foundation for criteria or behavioral-based interviews are past performance predicts future success. During a behavior competency-based interview, the interviewer will want specific examples of when and how you demonstrated particular behaviors. The questions will be specific to the competencies required by the job. Examples of competencies are on the next slide. Here are some general classification of the competencies. Individual competencies, your personal attributes, i.e. flexibility, decisiveness, tenacity, etc. Managerial competencies, taking charge of other people, i.e. leadership, strategic planning, empowerment, etc. Analytical competencies, the element of decision-making, i.e. innovation, numerical problem-solving, detail consciousness, etc. Interpersonal competencies, dealing with other people, i.e. impact, persuasiveness, personal awareness, teamwork, etc. And motivational competencies, the things that drive you, i.e. resilience, energy, quality focus, achievement, orientation, etc. Behavioral-based interview questions generally start with any of the following phrases. Tell me about a time when you... Describe a circumstance when you were faced with a problem related to... Think about an instance in which you... And tell me how you approach a situation where... Review the questions on the 140 interview questions worksheet. Answering behavioral questions, you will have to describe the situation, describe the tasks that the situation required, describe the action that you took. Remember, you are applying for the position, not your colleague or manager. Highlight the outcomes, and review the CAR strategy worksheet for structuring interview questions. The panel interview. With a panel interview, you will be interviewed by 2 or more interviewers. Although a panel interview can be intimidating, it can actually be to your benefit. During a one-on-one interview, the interviewer might not like you, but during a panel interview, your chances are increased since you are being evaluated by multiple interviewers. Here are some basic rules to consider during a panel interview. When answering a question, look at the person that asked the question with a few brief glances to the others. Don't be upset if one of the interviewers looks bored. The bigger the panel, the greater the likelihood that some of its members are not experienced interviewers. If you get asked the same question twice, do not be alarmed. Answer the question again in a polite manner. Chances are that the person did not listen the first time you answer the question. When possible, ask for a list of the panel members and do some research. By knowing the panel, you will be able to tailor your answers to address their special interests. Look them up on LinkedIn. Technical interviews. When applying for a technical or highly skilled position, the interviewer might give you a practical task to complete. It is important to remember that even though they are looking for someone with technical skill, they are also looking for someone with personal skills who is able to work in a team environment. Closing the interview. Emphasize your interest in this position. Emphasize your interest in working for the company and that you would appreciate invitations to other interviews if this one is not a perfect fit. If the interviewer has not told you the process that will follow, clarify the time frame for making a decision and determining your status with them. Thank the interviewer or panel for their time, and remember to send a handwritten thank you card for the opportunity to interview. Thank you for watching. To access the clickable links presented in this video, you'll need to download the PowerPoint at our website. You'll find us online at www.quest.co.za. And be sure to connect with Quest on social media. On Facebook, you'll find Quest Job Tips. On Twitter, you'll find Missy Quest. On LinkedIn, you'll find Missy Quest and Quest's company account. And on Pinterest, you'll also find Missy Quest. Quest Staffing Services is a division of AdCorp Fulfillment Services, Proprietary Limited.